Malta Rugby League will be participating in the European Championship C this year. We thought we'd go and do something a bit different and launch the squad here at the home of the London Broncos, at least the training ground here at Underhill Stadium. Obviously there's a big connection between London Rugby League and Rugby League in Malta from players that have come through the Broncos system and then end up playing in Malta or for Malta as well. Obviously your head coach, Joey Grima, is a former head coach of, well, the only former head coach of the Maltese national team before me, and one of the founding directors as well. We've got John Wallace, otherwise known as Jonathan Mugren to the Maltese people, who's a Malta international as well. I gave him his debut a couple of years ago now, but he's coming on. We've all caught up today. Good to have a bit of a chat and see what it's all about here at the home of the London Broncos. We're very impressed. And obviously there are a few supporters popping up back in Malta with now all the media over there taking on that Joey's the head coach. We're launching the train-on squad for the Malta national team. That team will be taking on Greece and the Czech Republic over the next 2 months. It's a nice, good, solid squad made up of players. Well, we've got 3 Super League players in the squad. We've got a couple of guys on the fringes of NRL. Back in Australia, we've got one guy coming, Justin Barloggio, from the USA Championship, and a large number of players from the Maltese Rugby League Championship, which is good things to see. All 5 clubs are represented back in Malta in today's squad announcement. It's going to be good. It's going to be tough. It's taking it up another level again as we climb up that ladder in the international scene.
And one of the areas that the Broncos are looking to invest in a relationship with is Malta, is that fostering closer ties with identifying players in Malta, offering them opportunities to come out here and be involved in training sessions, and equally invite some of our players along with myself and other staff to fly over to Malta and run coaching clinics and assist the Maltese people over there. Just embrace what they've already started, but just to offer some suggestions and support and some advice for the up and coming coaching, because it's an untapped resource over there, and we've already got 5 Maltese based players or Maltese heritage players playing in the NRL and Super League. I'd love nothing more than make it 6 and 7 and 8. So we really trying to implement some programs and strategies in place to bring the relationship between the London Broncos and the Maltese Rugby League together.
Yeah, that connection with London has just been strengthened now in an enormous amount. Me and Joey will go back some 11 years, 10 or 11 years, and always sharing ideas, sharing quotes, sharing his professionalism where possible. Malta obviously isn't a homeland to rugby league. I mean, the sport's only been there 6 or 7 years, 10 years in all with the first steps. Yeah, definitely throwing ideas, bouncing off each other, and even given him a few tips about what to do this weekend. Absolutely, yeah. We've gone from a couple of players to 5 players across the NRL and Super League. 3 over here in Super League, together with Jared Samet at Wakefield and Danny Galea at Witness Vikings. But Jonathan making the grade recently, and we've had a chat. It seems like he's taken a lot in. He's been a sponge where possible, and obviously putting his best foot forward. Absolute pleasure. I mean, all the teammates back in Malta and around the globe. Obviously we've got guys that come together in the squad from all kinds of places to pull on that red and white shirt. It's great to see.
It was a great experience to represent my country and play with the boys. I felt really welcomed by all of them. I never played before. They brought me through. It was good to play with players like Jared and a lot of good players that originated from Malta. So, yeah, it's great to see the game developing in Malta. Great to see a lot of locals in the team as well. A lot of Maltese boys like Clifford, who's went really well. So good to see.
To play top-flight football as a 19, 20-year-old, particularly as a front rower, you've got to have a number of things, and one of those things is courage. You can be big, you can be fast, you can be skillful, but if you don't have that courage, you're probably not going to play too many first-grade games or top-line games. One thing that John has got, he's got the desire, and he certainly wants to play top-line football, and he certainly wants to represent his heritage country, and would love the opportunity to represent his non-heritage country, being England. He's a kid, and I say that respectfully. He's a kid that is always asking questions and willing to learn, and sets himself high standards. He's very disappointed in his last week's performance, and that's just the person he is. He always wants to better his game through taking little steps, and I think that his 7 weeks being in top line football is just the tip of the iceberg for John Wallace. He's certainly the type of person that you want at your club, because he's listening, he listens, and just wants to embrace the club, wants to embrace the club's values, and that's half the battle in being a successful footballer.
Definitely being with the Malta squad is a great experience, especially being a squad that is very, very strong, considering the players that are just originating in the game, because it's a game that just started out in Malta just a few years back. So it's a very good experience that I got the experience to play with players like Wallace here, a very good contribution when we played. Obviously, I continue on what Wallace said. It's an amazing experience every time I play for the national squad, because different players are coming in. You see that the Malta squad is just, keep on getting stronger, with the new players coming even from Malta. So basically, it doesn't get any better, if I could say. But I would be honoured again to play for Malta. I would like to see, apart from Wallace and the other players that help us from abroad, most of the squad being Maltese, which would be, and obviously that would show what the Maltese guys are all about.
Look, it's a question of integrity, and probably they certainly love to play rugby league, and it's only relatively new in Malta, and I know that following the Maltese competition over there, they're embracing it. Certainly through their courage and their heart and their love for sport, and given an opportunity, there's certainly some opportunities there for them. As far as physique, they're a little bit shorter than normal people. That's just the makeup of the Maltese people, but certainly in heart, they're certainly good for the game. This is a great journey for me. Started back home in Australia, working as a junior base coach for the Parramatta Eels, and coming through the representative grades, and eventually going into the NRL program as an assistant coach. Coming over here and taking over as head coach 2 weeks ago. But some of my more precious moments is coaching Malta and being involved in something that's so spirited, and something that the players aren't going to get any financial reward. The reward they get is through their heritage and just being proud of being Maltese people. That's been one of the most pleasing things, and just shows that if you persevere, you never know where you're going to end up.
A couple of players playing at the very highest level doesn't make a team. It's always a team effort, and 1 to 17, whoever takes on that, walks on that, runs on that field, will have to put it in, and it's not going to come down to any one player. It never has with us. Every guy who goes out there is going to have to put it in and leave everything, empty out that tank over 80 minutes.